Rochelle Lecavalier. Welcome to Boca Strong. This is a series about inspiring community leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs right here in our local Boca Raton community as we navigate these unprecedented times. I'm coming to you today from the Dubliner, and notice I am wearing a mask and gloves. It's a bit of a departure from what we've been doing. It's because we are in an area where food is being prepared. So this is a precaution we needed to take with our coronavirus concerns. I'm here with Vaughan Dugan, no stranger to adversity, overcoming challenges, and being a general rock star, to talk about this very creative initiative, Hospitality Helping Hands. Thank you so much for joining us, Vaughan.
Great to be here, and thank you for stopping by to obviously showcase what we're doing, highlight what we're doing here, but also chip in and help out.
Of course. It actually smells delicious.
That's the point. We're serving up really delicious meals, nourishing meals, not trying to do, I hate to use the word soup kitchen because there's a lot of wonderful soup kitchens out there, but we're trying to provide nourishing meals to the community.
Yeah, and this is something like otherworldly. I've never heard of anything. So I have to tell you, when, everything started to happen with my friends who are in the restaurant business, you were doing takeout at first. I was like, okay, let's support him with takeout. And then when you said, we're closing, no more, I was like, oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
This I didn't see coming, though.
Yeah, so I have to back up a little bit and unpack the whole story of Hospitality Helping Hands. I have to give all the credit to my partner, Rodney Mayo. Rodney Mayo is sort of the forefather of the Subculture Restaurant Group. Founded the Subculture Restaurant Group back in 1987 with Respectable Street Cafe. So within our organization, there's 17 locations.
Wow.
From Jupiter all the way down to Miami Beach. And then obviously when this started to unfold, he immediately took action like he always does. He's got one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen in the industry. And he's always up for a challenge. When the Bahamas hurricane came through, he was the first to take action there too. So when this started to happen and we had to lay off over 650 employees,
wow.
He rolled up his sleeves and he went to work right away to establish Hospitality Helping Hands.
So Hospitality Helping Hands is focused on providing meals,
yep.
Right? And is it primarily to hospitality industry, people who are laid off? Was that the primary focus?
So at first, our whole focus was how can we help our own?
Yes.
And then when we realized that we weren't in this alone, it was not only our team members, our family members, it was other restaurants that had shut down as well, that weren't necessarily providing anything for their team members, so we wanted to open our doors to them as well. So it went from our family to anybody's family in the hospitality industry, and now we've expanded, thanks to all the donations, our service to the community as well. So a lot of local charity groups we're providing meals for, in addition to our own.
So you're providing meals for hospitality workers and others, and you're offering these in multiple locations. Is that right?
That is correct.
So you have this is like you're just opening here in Boca Raton. We're here in Meisner Park, day one.
Day one.
And you've already been up and operating up at Howley's.
Correct. Since this all took place about 3.5 weeks ago, we've shut down all of our locations but two. Two of them stayed open to do takeout and delivery, to your point. But when we realized that we just couldn't sustain that model and we had a much bigger calling, we decided to shut everything down. But Howley's has been up and running since day one.
Okay.
After we started receiving donations and community support from not only private donations, but also local city organizations, started chipping in. We've been able to expand to Hullabaloo and Kapow Noodle Bar up in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And now here in Meisner Park. We've been able to re-employ several team members in every one of these locations, which is amazing. So not only do we get to service the community, we get to put people back to work.
Great. So Hospitality Helping Hands is set up as a nonprofit.
That is correct. We are at 501c3.
Okay, so you're registered. People can make contributions.
Absolutely. HospitalityHelpingHands.org.
Okay. And then, of course, for our friends who are watching, you want to chip in, make a difference. We're going to put some things down in the description about how you can get meals if you need meals. You can make a contribution if you're moved to do that. So look for that in our description.
Yeah, so it's no questions asked. We've got a couple different opportunities that when you come to one of our locations, you can get in our car line.
Yes.
So you'll come up to checkpoint 1. We have a few questions that we ask just so we have some data to report back to local government, our donors and whatnot, so that we understand exactly who we're servicing and how many meals are going out.
Okay.
You let us know how many meals you need. We write a little number on your window. You pull up to the next location, and we either put the bag right in your trunk, your back seat, wherever you want them, or we have a walk-up location as well.
So we're in Meisner Park. It's your first day, but at the other locations, I mean, how many meals are we talking about here?
So right now, Howley's is up to just over 2,000 meals a day.
Whoa. 2,000 meals every day.
Every single day.
Is this 7 days?
7 days a week.
2,000 meals a day. Wow. And like, where is the money coming from to provide those meals?
We've had an outpouring of support from the community.
Great.
There are a lot of industry that are still at work, that are people still do have their jobs. We're very, very grateful that people are kind of throwing money at this. Our founder and CEO, Rodney Mayo, had matched donations. So once we hit $100,000, he took his own checkbook out and wrote a check for $100,000. So we've achieved over $200,000 in donations already, and it's starting to ramp up even faster. We had one of the Boca City Council members here today who wrote a very generous check for $25,000. Mr. Andy Thompson was here.
Wow. Yeah. Good on you, Andy Thompson, and good on you, Rodney Mayo.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And there's so many people out there that, the list goes on and on.
So how can people at home who are moved, how can they best make a contribution? I mean, we've got the financial contribution covered. We'll put a link in the description.
Yeah.
Is there a volunteer program? Is there a need for volunteers at this point?
So great question. So obviously monetary donations right now are needed the most. Any bulk food donations, food, produce, bottled water by the pallet. We had a pallet donated by a local church group today.
Wow.
And they actually went to Costco and paid for 5 more pallets for us to pick up throughout the week. Volunteers are needed, but we're trying to, we're very sensitive to the social distancing. We want to keep this a very safe environment for everybody. So at this time, we're limiting volunteers to our own organization.
Okay.
And as we see need, we'll put out messages to a lot of our Facebook groups and whatnot.
Okay.
Get the word out.
And perhaps just spreading the word could also be useful if someone's at home.
Anything, we want people to know that they can come here, no questions asked. It doesn't matter where you're at in your life. We have a meal for you and a smile.
Yes. So like with anything, right, even if you're sitting at home and you're thinking, I really want to make a contribution, but like perhaps financially you're not in a position to do that right now, maybe even just sharing this story with someone who you know who could benefit from it would be a contribution that you could make.
Yeah, we've broken it down so, even a contribution as low as $7 feeds one person for a day.
Wow.
So if you break it down to that granular level, it's only a donation of $7 or $8 that provides one meal, one nourishing meal every day for somebody.
And I know I said this before, but like it smells really good in here. What are you serving? Are you serving menu items from your restaurants or something similar?
So obviously a lot of the purchases that we make are based on donations from some of the larger food purveyors, Cisco, Cheney Brothers, a lot of the produce companies. We kind of ebb and flow with what they have.
Okay.
And what they're willing to help us out with. But on any given day, these are all really chef-inspired meals. We had chicken pasta pomodoro this morning. We had grilled chicken and vegetables with rice yesterday. We did have shepherd's pie from the Dubliner yesterday as well. But we kind of roll with what we got. But again, we want to provide really good quality meals for people and not just...
Well, I guess it makes sense. I mean, look, Subculture Group, some of the best restaurants in Southeast Florida. You have highly trained chefs and really talented people. It makes sense that it would be absolutely delicious on top of everything else.
The only thing we have is that we'd like to challenge other restaurants out there that are still open. If they do have, a lot of us are struggling for takeout and delivery business right now. We are closed for that.
Yes.
But if there's other restaurants that have the ability to provide meals like this for the community, it's really easy to see how much the community would rally behind that restaurant. And you'd be surprised how fast money comes into the restaurant and they can put even more people back to work. So I think this is kind of a rally call, a rally cry for other local restaurants to kind of join the cause.
It's a really good point. So Vaughan, we touched on 2,000 meals a day, 7 days a week. Someone who really could use something to eat, what are the hours of operation and what do they need to do?
So we're here every day. We're actually at every location from 1 to 6 p.m.
7 days.
So if you do have the ability to drive here, you can pull up in your car. We'll have a lane that's easily designated, signs everywhere. You just pull up, let us know what you need, and we'll take care of you. Or you can walk up to our walk-up counter, and we'll take care of you there as well. Okay,
fantastic. I mean, many people are saying, where we are with the virus, and then it's cycling through. The economic fallout is going to, in all probability, have quite a So as we make our way, the virus is going to do its curve, and then we're going to have the resulting economic fallout. Many would say we're just at the beginning of what's going to be a bit of an economic recession there. So
it is, and I think it's scary for everybody. But I'm feeling a sense of resilience, though. I was a little nervous at first that we were all going to fall into this deep, dark hole.
Yes.
But, I'm feeling more of a sense of resilience from the community.
Yes.
Everyone's ready to bounce back. My partner Scott and I were talking about this earlier. As long as people feel safe, they'll come out in droves. I think it's going to be, they'll be out here in droves spending money as long as they know that their health is not at risk. So as long as the medical community assures us everything's okay, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll recover, and I think we'll do it together. I've
definitely been, in the course of shooting this series, been completely inspired by the entrepreneurial spirit, the sense of camaraderie, the willingness to do for others, even and especially people in industries where they're going to have a serious economic repercussion to what's going on. Yep. So, Vaughan, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on Boca Strong. I'm super excited about that. Friends at home, we're going to put everything in the description. How you can get meals if you need them, how you can make a contribution if you are moved to do so. And of course, we are absolutely delighted to have been able to be here today at Meisner Park, Kapow Noodle Bar, and specifically we're in the Dubliner today. So when all this is behind us, I hope you remember the Subculture Restaurant Group. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Boca Strong. Be sure to follow #Boca Strong so that you can be inspired by stories of resilient and inspiring community leaders, entrepreneurs, and business people. Stay safe, stay 6 feet apart. Thanks for watching.